Assalamualaikum warahmatullah. Everyone, welcome back to our discussion on the consumer financial protection and the use of sale in the banking business. So this is an illustration of the financing facility involving the intended purchase of landed property. So we have the facility amount of 500,000, and the asset to be purchased by the bank is a landed property where the profit rate is set at 10% per annum and a tenure of 5 years. And when we calculate the profit margin, then it will be 500,000 multiplied by 10% per annum multiplied by 5. So the profit margin will be 250K. And so the sale price will be the facility amount of 500,000 plus the profit margin of 250K. So the sale price is $750,000 to be paid over 5 years or 60 months, and that would be around $12,500 per month as a monthly installment. So are we asking ourselves whether this is actually happening today? Is it true that the bank actually buy the landed property from the developer or from the owner and putting that in the banking book? So if we have banks all across the Islamic world or the Muslim world, from Indonesia to Malaysia to Brunei to Pakistan, to the Middle East, to Africa, and so on, and therefore when we are dealing with the contract of sale involving objects such as landed property, are we seeing that there is an actual buy and sell of this asset by the banking company? So the question here is, are the bank able to buy the asset that is putting it on their banking book? Usually the risk weight for the asset purchases would be around 187%, which is very, very high, because once the asset is put on the book, then there is a likelihood that the asset value may decline due to market volatility. So will the bank be able to do that? Will the bank be able to buy and keep on their book? Most unlikely, as the capital charges can be overwhelmingly high. That will put stress on banking capital. So this is not a viable model, for the deposit-taking bank. So when Islamic Bank was set up as a deposit-taking bank, and when they are supposed to do sale funded by deposit fund, this is the problem. The problem of the fact that the bank are not able to to put up such a high amount of capital against that particular exposure. And therefore most Islamic banks in the world today, they do not use the sale modality. So everybody in the Muslim world who are giving their conferences and seminars and all kinds of presentation regarding Islamic banking performance, they have to check, and they know that the bank do not buy and hold the goods on their banking book, because that will trigger prohibitively high capital charges. So I am saying that most Islamic banks today do not use capital, or they cannot use the sale modality. They can't afford to use it because due to the highly risky exposure and exorbitantly high capital charges. So this is one of the main reasons why it is causing the Islamic bank, to slow down on this asset purchases, which is the backdrop of al-bay' as the Quran has prescribed. At the same time, we have some complicated governmental administrative issues in asset transfer processes, as we do hope that due to technological improvement, so these processes can be can be enhanced, and therefore the title transfer can be undertaken in a much more faster pace. So the state of the art today, and there's a call for consumer financial protection. So the buy and sell of asset, at the banking level is on paper only, and this is one form of conduct risk. There is no real purchases by banks and resale of asset, and sale contract resemble loan contract. So we can look at the PDS or the product disclosure sheet. And we cannot entirely blame this on the bank, because the bank was set up as a deposit taking bank, and therefore they are not able to actually conduct the real sale due to the high capital charges accorded to the exposure. The second one is the use of tawaruq, and this is again another remedy, another risk mitigation, to use tawaruq over real sale, because we are still operating within a deposit taking system, and therefore tawaruq is made to provide that kind of liquidity. So in the sense that the bank do not want to involve themselves in the purchase of property or object, they simply want to give liquidity to the customer, and this can be done through the tawaruq system. But then there are many issues in the tawaruq that will question, the Islamicity, especially on the use of equivalent CPO prices in the master purchase agreement and the master sale agreement, which we can discuss a bit more later. So the remedies is, whatever it is, we should not give up hope on Islamic banking. So even though Islamic banking cannot use true sale contract because of the fact that they are deposit taking bank, and doing true sale will accord them a high capital charge, which the Islamic bank can't afford to do, because most of them are small relative to the bigger conventional bank. So do not give up hope on Islamic bank, because we can use the investment account fund to do the sale. So the investment account deposit need to be overhauled. In many of the Muslim countries, they are still using the alpha factor and the smoothing method and so on. So that need to be stopped, and we should use the Malaysian system of investment account where the alpha factor is 0, meaning that the bank do not hold risk when they conduct the sale, because the sale will be funded by the investment account fund, and the bank will be acting as an agent in the wakala system, so they will not be coming in to take risk in the financing, and the investment account fund holder will bear the ownership risk, and therefore we will see that return will commensurate with risk taking. So how will the investor be able to align themselves with the financing risk? So that will be catered, and that will be managed by the bank as an agent, to match the two funding system and the financing mechanism, based on sale. So that will be a very interesting beginning for Islamic Bank. We do hope that the Islamic Bank will keep on promoting the investment account if they are interested to do sale, to do istisna, to do murabaha, to do musyarakah, to see the blue ocean, to ensure that the Islamic Bank can fly, and therefore able to do much better compared with what they have been doing before. Okay, we can discuss this matter a lot more in the coming session. So don't forget to share and to comment and to subscribe. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.